I'll be talking to you about my father. He was an excellent person, very noble man, very kind-hearted, and very polite. We were living in Abohar. It was 1948 or 49. My father used to go for his duty. His work was in the fields and on the canal side. He was working in irrigation department. So every day he used to go on his horse, because those days there were no transport, means of transport except for the horse. He used to go to a place nearby, and whenever he passed on a road from our house around 2 kilometers, he used to hear somebody say Ram Ram, Ram Ram. He used to pass across and said nothing. One morning around 6 o'clock, or maybe a little late, early morning, it was winter and it was drizzling also. So when he passed by that hut, he heard somebody say Ram Ram. He went around 200 meters ahead on the road, and then he thought, who was this man calling me, saying Ram Ram? And he's used to say this Ram Ram almost every day. Who is this man? This idea came to his mind and he returned. It was drizzling slightly, it was early morning, it was winter and real cold. He got down off his horse and went into the hut and asked, who are you? He said, I am an old man and I am blind, and I have 2 sons, and my sons have left me here in a hut, and I just live here and I just beg, and if somebody gives me something, I eat, otherwise I keep on sleeping here, and I have been here for long. Now this man had a long beard, grown hair on the head, and very dirty, used to pass his urine and the stools on the bed, etc. So my father got moved and he said, this is a poor man, and he thought that he should help him. Consequently, he picked up that gentleman on his shoulder, that man you can imagine, and brought him home along with the horse. It was around 7 o'clock in the morning, and all of us the family members were up. He called us and said that he has brought an old man. He is very poor, he is blind, and he said that he would like to help him. So he called us all and asked us to bring some soap, some hot water, and some towel, and all of us around him, and he gave him a very good bath. Cleaned him very well, and called a barber and asked him to shave him all, the head, the beard, and all around. He was blind, he couldn't see anything. And then he asked our domestic help that bring paratha and dahi for him, and paratha and curd. So the food was, sort of breakfast was brought, and he fed the breakfast himself to him and told him that from that day he's going to live with us, and he's one of our family members. I was also standing by that side, and actually the whole family was there, and we were moved, and we liked our father doing all that. And he said, my nickname at home is Pandi. He said, Pandi, you are going to look after this man from now onwards. You will do everything for him. You will help him in the morning for his morning business, and then give him breakfast and wash his face. Help him washing his face, and then at lunchtime give him lunch, and evening time tea, and dinner time dinner. So he asked me that this is your duty. So you have to look after this man, and that's it. Now, this was in our family that whatever our father used to give us as a duty, we will carry it out quite faithfully or probably religiously. And when when I looked at my father doing all that, I was impressed that my father is very good at heart, and he is helping a poor man, a man who is really helpless. He got a small hut made out of hay and made a bed for him. The full bed, there was a dari, then a mattress, a bed sheet, a pillow, and a quilt. And he asked me that you will see that all these things are always clean. Whenever it gets dirty, it should be washed. I said, okay. Now, I was, during that time, I was in 5th or 6th class. I think I was in 6th class. And I did all that what was asked or what was sort of expected from me to do. Now, in 1950, end of 59 or early 50, my father was transferred from Abohor to another place called Raikot. We came to Raikot. He was brought to Raikot. Let me tell you here, there was no transport, or there were no means of transport actually. So he was brought on a special transport to Raikot. To begin with, we lived in a canal rest house, and he was kept there, which was around 3 kilometers from Raikot. So I looked after him at Basiyan, that was Basiyan, a canal rest house. From there he was brought to, we brought him to Raikot, and he lived in Raikot for up to 53. And I used to look after him completely, right from the morning till evening. I used to come back from the school to give him lunch. Now, he was he was not a good man. He used to abuse me. He used to call me bad names, very, very bad names. And I used to feel bad. But in 51, 52, I was really frustrated. And I told my elder brother, his name was Gyaniji, I told him that I am not going to look after him and I am going to stop. I was in probably 8th class then. He said, why? Then I told him that he abuses me, he curses me, he calls me all those bad names which I cannot tolerate. Now my elder brother took me into his room and said, look here, do you understand what is service? What is seva? I said, yes, that's what I am doing. He said, when you do seva or service, you don't have to look. You are helping whom? Just do it. And don't look for any payback. Don't look for any reward. Don't look for appreciation. Because if you are looking for some appreciation or some payback, then this is not seva. This is something selfish. Oh, he gave me a good lecture of around 5 to 10 minutes, and I understood what is the meaning of seva. And I realized that even if he is abusing me, even if he's cursing me, I should keep on serving this old blind man, and I did. By the way, the thing that I understood then was, and I understood and I put into practice, was seva. And by the way, even today, I remember that seva. And the gentleman died in 53, late 53, and he was cremated. Now, why I'm telling you all this is to tell you that my father was a real human being, very kind-hearted person, and very good man. He was a man of practice. He would preach less and practice more, and that's what probably he has put into my mind, that we must serve. सेवा जरूर करनी चाहिए. We must help the one who is helpless. Now, this is today is October 2021, probably around 70 years after. Why I am reminded of this is that my wife is suffering from delusions, Vem di Bimari. She does not know what she is saying, and she often abuses me, literally, curses me, pulls me down, draws her own shoe and feels like beating him. She wants to kill me at certain times. And I hold my patience and I hold my temper. At times I am a little upset and go angry also. But then this thing comes into my mind, that if I have helped that man whom I didn't know, who did nothing for me, I should help this lady also. She doesn't know what she's saying. And of course, she has already helped the whole family. We had 2 sons. The elder one has died anyway. We are living with the younger one. And we have a daughter. She is in Dubai. And I'm also fine. But I'm trying to say that we have been together for 52 years. And all those years, this lady has helped a lot. Marvelous. So I often say that when she has done so much for us, I must pay back. And I should forget about what is she saying and what is she, getting angry and annoyed and abuses me. And what comes into my mind is the seva that I did of that old blind man. And perhaps I am doing the same seva of this old lady now. She is what, 84 years old. She does everything on her own, absolutely on her own. But for these delusions, Vem, which is sometimes is annoying, but I live with it. I don't mind. So I just wanted to tell you what Father inculcated in me and what I am doing today. Thank you.